Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today is going to be Eldlich. Now this deck is super powerful, and I really like it. But before I get into it, I'm going to talk about our sponsor. Yay, even though they're not giving me money, but who cares? I'm advertising for them. Go check out the Dueling Central Discord server. It's a really great place and a great community where you can just go and find some people to duel with. On top of the fact that they host weekly tournaments, no prizes, but it's free tournaments where you can just play to win. It's really fun, and it's a really cool place to just hang out. You can use it just you don't even have to join the tournaments. You can just use it for free play. You can have your friends join and you can talk just on there for no reason. But it's a really great place. Please go check it out. Link in the description down below. So, today we're talking about Eldlich. Now, this specific variant is a Zombie World Eldlich version, where you're focusing on getting Eldlich the Golden Lord and Doom King Balladrock. So, there's a deck that I just made for Zombie World called just Balladrock Control, kind of like Guru Control, but with Doom King Balladrock. Basically, the main point of this deck is to have Zombie World on the field, and then have your Golden Lord on the field with a bunch of zombies swarming. Usually just Doom King Balladrock, but it's a really powerful deck that has some of the most broken spells and traps I've ever seen in literally any deck. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting things off, I play 3 copies of Eldlich the Golden Lord. Golden Lord is really powerful. You can send this card and one spell or trap from your hand to the graveyard, then target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. So some easy removal is really good. Then it has another effect where you can send one spell or trap you control to the graveyard. Doesn't have to be face up, so that's really good. Add this card from your graveyard to your hand, or just add it to your hand. Really powerful effect. So then special summon one zombie from your hand, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack. So the really powerful thing about this card is that it adds it to your hand, and then it special summons itself if you want to. Or like if you have a Doom King Balladrock in your hand, you could special summon that. It has like an infinite range of amazing abilities for just having some really broken effects. And I really think they're Konami, that like this is on the level of Thunder Dragon Colossus. Like it doesn't have the control factor that Colossus has, but it definitely has the power factor, and it can get itself up to 3,500, which is pretty good. On top of the fact that this deck has a control style that just is really solid. So 3 copies of Golden Lord, absolutely mandatory. It got a reprint recently, but it's still going to be pretty pricey. I'm not sure how they're going to place it, but it looks to be pretty simple to get, so hopefully it's not going to be too expensive. But it does look amazing in gold, maximum gold rare. Then I play 2 copies of Doom King Balladrock. This is the same ratio that I played in my Zombie World deck profile. Go check that out. It's really good. The deck is basically just Zombie World control or Balladrock control, where you have this on the field, and if you have Zombie World on the field, it can revive itself. It's just if it has a field spell on the field, but your only field spell is Zombie World. But if you have this on the field, it can basically just revive itself during each standby phase. And if you have Zombie World on the field, all your opponent's monsters are going to be zombies, which means that you can use Balladrock to negate their stuff, which is really good. Then I play 3 copies of Glow Up Bloom. Glow Up Bloom is really powerful in this deck because I play Link Karibo, which means that you can, if you have Zombie World on the field and Glow Up Bloom in your hand, you can activate Zombie World to then you summon Glow Up Bloom, link it away, then you can use its effect to banish it to summon out a Doom King Balladrock or Eldlich the Golden Lord directly from your deck, which is super good. And it's a really powerful card in general for zombies. Then I play 3 copies of Unizombie, probably one of the best combo pieces in the deck. You can target one face-up monster on the field, discard 1 card, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. So the really important thing about this card's effect is that you can discard a zombie monster, like Mizuki, and then gain a ton of advantage. Plus, if this card is even sent to the graveyard, you can use its effect. So discarding actually helps gain you advantage in this deck, which is really, really powerful. And then you can target one face-up monster you control, or monster you control cannot attack for the rest of the turn except zombie monsters. Then send one zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can send Glow Up Bloom, you can send Mizuki, you can send Necro World Banshee, and I only play 1 copy of Necro, but I'll get to that in a sec. 3 copies of Mizuki, probably one of the most versatile zombie monsters, and really good extender. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So, you have a lot of loop plays that you can do with Eldlich the Golden Lord, but even then, after you've added it to your hand and special summon it, if you really want to use it for link plays, you can link it off, then use Mizuki to summon it back. Even though it won't have the attack boost, it's still going to be really, really powerful. Then I played 2 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. This is really good because it helps you instantly get to your Unizombie, and even though this card is really good, most Eldlich decks won't really play it because there's better or different options. But I actually really like it because it can easily get you into your Unizombie, which can get your play started super easily. I played 1 copy of Necroworld Banshee, and this might seem weird because this deck is Zombie World Eldlich. But the problem is, 1, I didn't want to brick with it, and 2, there are so many ways of getting to Unizombie that you can just use Unizombie to get rid of Necroworld. Then you can search your Zombie World, and that is if you don't draw into the literal 4 copies that you have in this deck, which the odds of drawing it are really good at this point, especially since you can use Unizombie, which basically boosts the amount of Zombie World you have from 4 to 7, which is really, really good. Then I play 1 copy of Terraforming. Terraforming searches your zombie world super easily. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, graveyard deck, duh. 3 copies of Zombie World. Zombie World is really, really good because you have Doom King Balladrock and Glow Up Bloom, which is really important for this deck because you can have Doom King Balladrock control the field while you're comboing off with your Eldlich cards to gain crazy amounts of advantage. Then I play 3 copies of Cursed Eldland. Cursed Eldland is, funny enough, it's not a field spell, despite the fact that it should be a field spell, but it really helps this deck because it's not a field spell, so you can use Zombie World and Cursed Eldland. You cannot declare attacks except with zombie monsters. Cough, cough, Zombie World. Then you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can pay 800 life points, add an Eldlich monster, or 1 golden land, spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So this is really important because if you have any of your Elixir cards, you can special summon this from either your hand or even your deck, because all of them have effects to summon from the hand, but only a few of them have effects to summon from the deck. So you can use this to search Eldlich to use these to go into some really great plays. Then I play 3 copies of Elixir of Black Awakening, probably the best one. Special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand or deck in defense position, but if you control no Eldlich monsters, you can only special summon Eldlich monsters with this effect. Then for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard, set 1 golden land spell or trap directly from your deck, which is really, really good because you can set your Conquistador or your Haquero from your deck, and all the golden all the Elixir cards have the same last effect where they can set one directly from your deck, which is really, really good because you can use that to activate on your opponent's turn. I was going to go for Cyber Dragon Infinity, but then I realized you need a machine monster to do Infinity. Then I play 3 copies of Eldlich of White Destiny. This might seem weird because it can only summon from the hand or graveyard, and really this deck utilizes the graveyard so well, you're almost never going to have monsters in the graveyard, but it's a free special summon, and it's a free searcher, on top of the fact that it's a quick play, so even if your opponent destroys like a Doom King Ball or Drock, you can just special summon it back, and then you can still control the field. Then I play 2 copies of Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. You special summon 1 zombie from your deck or graveyard, but if you control no Eldlich monsters, you can only special summon Eldlich. Then for the rest of the turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon except zombie monsters, then you can banish this card from your graveyard, so that 1 Eldlich spell or trap directly from your deck. So literally the exact same effect as Black Awakening, but on an Eldlich, on a trap card, which is actually still really good because you can use it during your opponent's turn. So the only difference between these two, if this was a quick play, it would be like this, but to the Turbo Drive version. But this isn't a quick play, so this can actually help further your plays because it can summon from the deck, which can actually set up some really great disruptions. Then I play 3 copies of Hakuiro of Golden Land. This card's actually really good because the Golden Land cards are the inverse of these. These summon cards, these are the cards. So these search these, and these search these, which is really, really powerful, especially since these can easily summon out monsters. Then once you link them off or do whatever you want with them, you can just use them after they've been sent to the graveyard to set an Elixir directly from your deck, which means you can set like an Elixir of Black Awakening during your turn, and then you can activate it and then instant advantage, which is really, really cool. Then I play 2 copies of Conquistador. Conquistador is basically the same as Hakuiro, but its attack is 500 and its defense is 800 or 1800. It's not as powerful, but it's literally just the same. You don't really use them for the fact that they're monsters. You use them for link plays, and you use them for graveyard effects to get to your Elixirs, which means that you have basically 6 copies of anything to search your Elixir cards, which you already have great amounts of in this deck. So then I play finally 2 copies of Golden Land Forever. This is just an Omni Negate, which is really good. You contribute 1 zombie monster if you control an Eldlich monster. You contribute. Okay, sorry. When a spell trap monster effect is activated while you control an Eldlich monster, you tribute 1 zombie monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So really good because you can set up a glow up bloom on the field, and then you can trigger the effect if you have Zombie World on the field to just special summon a Golden Lord from your deck, which is really, really good. And that is it for the main deck. Some of the ratios are a bit off, and I want you to tell me down in the comments what you would change, because like I feel like the Golden Land Forever kind of bricked a lot because I wouldn't draw enough combo pieces, but then like when I was doing like my actual plays, it became more useful when I went on. So please tell me if I messed up the ratios down in the comments. And continuing to the extra deck. So there are going to be some new Eldlich fusion monsters released in, I think, Blazing Vortex. Maybe it was a different set. I can't remember. But yeah, so once they come out, you'll probably add them to the extra deck. But for now, 1 Appaloosa above the Goddess for generic negation. This deck doesn't really do link spam a ton, but if you have a bunch of your trap monsters on the field, as well as you have some excess monsters like Unizombie or a Glow Up Bloom left on the field, you can still gain more advantage just by using them for link plays. 1 access code for OTK purposes, 1 Halky Fibrax because it can search your Glow Up Bloom. You could go into a link play into Link Karibo pretty easily. 1 copy of Nightmare Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn for generic spot removal. 1 copy of Vampire Sucker, generic for zombie monsters. Plus, it's just really good having a draw effect. We didn't play a ton of draw spells, but this deck has literally no shortage of perfect consistency. 1 copy of Avenged Savior, because generic zombie. 1 copy of Link Karibo, and then for the extra deck, or for the synchro monsters, 2 copies of Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. I really don't know why I played this. Like, I think I was just bored and decided to throw it in here, because you can't even summon it. I really need help with this extra deck, guys. Like, this deck doesn't really need its extra deck, and I could just technically put a bunch of Link monsters in here and call it a day, but I feel like there's better extra decks, and I refuse to go look at some other decks, because this is my unique Zombie World deck, despite the fact that it's not unique. 1 copy of Clearwing Synchro Dragon, because generic. Yeah. 1 copy of Lightning Warrior for no reason other than the fact that it has some burn damage effects. And 2 copies of Crimson Knight Vampire Bram. I actually, like I said before, I was gonna play Cyber Dragon Infinity and Cyber Dragon Nova, but then I realized that I'm dumb and I don't have machine monsters in this deck. But it's actually a decent card. You can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that target on the field, but that monster can attack, but only that monster can attack for the rest of the turn. If you go second, like, this is a really decent effect. Plus, you gain advantage because you sent your cards to the graveyard as Xyz material, which means you can set an elixir directly from the deck, which means you can pretty easily trigger off their effects. And this card is just decent in general. Then once per turn during the standby phase of the next turn after this card you control was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, special summon this card in defense position. Similar to Doom King Balladrock, this can special summon itself back, and you can actually use it for link plays, which is pretty decent. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about this deck. Would you cut out Shiranui Solitaire for something? Would you up the amount of Necro Worlds I play? Would you change the lineup of the Eldlichs and the Golden Land cards? And please, I need help with the extra deck. And that is pretty much it, and I will see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.